December 3rd, 2013. Guys, this video came about kind of strange, and I'm going to show it to you. Here I've got the definition of diversion, and to me, regardless of what you're talking about, so get the enemy to look one way while major movement comes from the opposite direction. Guys, I don't care if it's military, political, martial arts, fake left, come from the right. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Ison we were told by mainstream media before YouTube started talking about it, that Ison would be the comet of the century. And we watched it. It's been beautiful, still watching it. I'm going to show you the new images as it comes across the sun and spreads out further. You see it coming into the top right there. But I was watching a radio show yesterday, and someone sent a video. But anyway, this whole time, guys, they were going to all the trouble to move the SDO cameras, get everyone to look, get everyone that had ground-based images to watch Ison on the 28th. Send their images in, get everyone's attention. Do not look back. Do not look back. Look at the sun on the 28th. Now you're seeing a smudge ring on both images. See that circle? Well, that's after these images were scrubbed. And my friend from Austin, Nick Danger, sent an image into Paul Begley's show yesterday while I was watching it and asked if we knew anything about it. So I went back and they had scrubbed it from the Sechi A camera. That's all that's left. If you'll go to that timestamp on the 28th of 4:09, you'll see just that circle. Well, I happen to be recording most of the cameras on the 28th. Top right is the picture they sent in to the radio show where you could see it there on live stream, guys. And at first I wasn't sure because it was so grainy just watching it, through a couple of levels there. But I matched it up in dates, and this is what it looked like before it was washed. Now, the entire world was looking to the right on this exact time. You see the tail of Ison going in here in the large picture, inky under it. Okay, the whole focus of the entire world was the opposite direction. Well, I checked this thing out, and again, I was recording it on the other cameras on that day. Most people were. And before they got back to the Sechi HI-1A camera, I went back and I got about 4 clips. This thing came in from the left. I was checking it on this gray camera because it will eliminate almost any lens flare that you're dealing with. Okay? But why would they scrub it on the left side, guys? This object, don't know how big it is, came in from the left. They knew the timing it was coming in. They knew to get everyone's attention towards the sun. Comet Ison was coming in perfect opportunity. We're still watching it. I'm still watching it. These are all enhanced images that I did. Guys, and when the solar flare came across this thing, the shadow of it even changed. Look at this. See how the flare came across Ison's tail? You see that? And then the object completely changed. The top darkened just like the top of the image, and the light from the solar flare lit up the bottom of it. Now, I analyzed it, sent it back in, and Paul was looking at it today on the show. We were talking about it, call in just for a moment. Here's Ison coming into the top right, guys. This is a day later. So perihelion had already came around. It's the same camera though, just to show you you're not seeing it there. It came through on this camera on that date. Now, we were talking about it on the show, and a fella called in. He couldn't tell us about himself. He said his name was Mike, worked for the federal government. He said the picture was real, that someone had let it leak out. 4 people had just lost their job about it. Now, check this out. This is the one I had saved that I went back. Did you see what happened on the left? Now, you see the tails of Inky and Ison going into the sun. You're going to see a couple flashes to the left that look at that solar activity that those comets are creating, guys. There's our image. It's not a sun flare. A lens flare, guys. But wait, I forgot. You're not supposed to look that way, remember? Don't look back. All eyes to the right. Stay in step. Here's after the flare comes under. Lights up the bottom of the object. Here, they've scrubbed it. There's still a faint circle in the time. Now, we don't know anything about its size because we don't have anything to compare it to. How close was it to the stereo A camera, right? But we do know that it was taken off. Why? We got a caller that sounded official. Sounded like he knew what he was talking about. 4 people lost their job over that image getting leaked to the public. This guy called in. He talked about the things we had mentioned. The images that we saw of the large object on Secchi were real. 4 people had been fired. Also, he said they are changing the terminology from meteorite shower to meteorite storm. And he confirmed what I said, that they are not telling us the size of these nucleuses. There were, again, hundreds of witnesses, and it's probably in Paul Begley's archive. I said that they're not telling these guys coming out of these schools on astronomy and JPL, stuff like that are going to work there. They're telling them to not tell the public the true size of these objects, and he confirmed that. Guys, these are the newest images that we have that are from the Secchi HI-1A camera. You can see Ison rising in the top right as Mercury comes down. Now, Ison has not changed its size, and I'm going to show you the images that we were catching as it was leaving the CRO2. It's getting further away from the camera, and I'll show you that on the 3D model. But we've got some rocks inside that field that seems to be fading into a dust pattern. You see that, guys? It is not. It is getting further away from the sun, so we're not getting the light reflection. It is getting further away from the camera, so we're not getting the distance. This in the green image is what's inside it. Some of these rocks are miles and miles wide, guys. We've done the analysis on it. You see Ison coming here. Now, that's Earth's in the very center of the screen. Now, what we've got is Ison is coming straight up. Earth is going to be moving to the right and come under it. This is a close-up of it. Again, this is the same stereo 8 camera. Ison is not getting smaller. It's not getting dimmer except for the apparent light. We have the same large objects that are going to be coming over.
And many of the shows I have done, the radio shows and broadcasts, this leak that came out of the Observatory of Lisbon confirms many of these things. They claim, according to this news source, they claim that fragments of Comet Ison will probably hit the Earth in December, or up to December to mid-January. And they predict, the astronomers from this observatory predict that the Earth will be bombarded with small comet dust anytime from middle of December through the middle of January. Now this they have based on emulations or simulations performed using their supercomputer, which they call Tiger 2, and a proprietary model. They claim that when the comet enters the atmosphere of the sun, the ice will change state abruptly, turning into a propellant, changing the trajectory of the comet, okay? I'm reading verbatim what they said. They claim that the fragments of this comet will spread in the shape of a cone with a base diameter of 300 kilometers. That's the distance from the Earth to the Moon. They claim that the comet, after crossing the sun, will be highly, listen to this, highly fragmented. Fragments ranging from the size of a football to the size of a ship, okay? At this time, according to this source, Ison is now at the frost line where the water ice begins to vaporize, okay? They say that the propulsion of the ice will change the trajectory of the fragments. And now this is what I see may have all these people at NASA and the governments of the world, running amok with fear. They say that when the ice changes, okay, that when the proportion of the ice changes, it will change the trajectory of the fragments, causing a shower of cometary that will hit the Earth in December, late December, up to middle of January. Comet Ison requires, that, according to them, only a change of 2 degrees to hit the Earth. They have leaked this in several forums. They have also said that they will speak openly in about a month. I guess that's about November sometime, after the comet passes a calibration point to verify their calculations. They say that the path of the fragments are very similar to the path of coronal mass ejection from the sun. They also mentioned that, and they mentioned a few things, you know, to compare it to. They say that 666 years ago, Comet Nigra, N-E-G-R-A, passed very close to the planet Earth in the year 1347. And when that happened, the Black Death took place on the Earth. 20 million people died. They also said that in the month of December, also, in 333 years later, Comet Avignon, over the city of Avignon, there appeared another comet causing earthquakes, tempests, thunders, and lightning. And thousands of people were swallowed up. They say that in France, it stained the rivers red. And then in 1680, there was another great comet which caused the Great Plague of Vienna. So all these things are coming now from this observatory, which I didn't even know existed, from Lisbon.